Dreams, the variegated rib, which means that it's alternating in terms of the style of the ribbing. So you have like micro ribbing, and then you have a stretch of a little bit of a wider rib that gives you really beautiful texture. Pull-on style, you have the drawstring, nice and clean with no pockets, which I feel like with the ribbing, enough is going on that we don't need pockets. Sometimes you're like, enough. We've done enough. We don't need the pockets, and they're on clearance. So they were $145. If you're shopping with us right now, you're saving $45. This is indigo. We also have the beach rock for you. Here's pale pink, and that's what Liz has on with her coral cardigan. And then our final color is the faded jade. Barefoot Dreams only does 3 inseams for us here at QVC. So we have them in petite, which is 27 inches, regular, which is 29, and tall, which is 31, and extra small through 3X. Okay, so Liz, the variegated rib, a little bit different from the ribbing that we usually see.
Yeah, I love how you described it. You described it so perfectly. It's that variegated, meaning variety of ribbing. And it is such a beautiful texture. I also love it because it draws the eye down, so it's visually elongating, provides visual modesty, which I appreciate in a knit pull-on pant. But here's the lovely thing. It doesn't add bulk. These are still soft and silky and drapey and so flowy.
Yes.
So
I mean, that's the
flowy.
thing, like the drape and the flow of them. And because they have that ribbing, I feel like this is a style that you could easily dress up a little bit if you wanted to. So if you've got a great blazer that you want to put on, that would be really pretty. But you could also just do a denim jacket and a tank top and a sneaker. So I think because of the ribbing and the texture that it gives you, you can kind of play with these a little more.
Agreed. Yeah. They are so light on the body because of that flowy leg. There's nothing grabbing or rubbing or pinching. They just flow over. I love the soft draw cord for a measure of adjustability, that beautiful variegated ribbing, and then it's a flowy leg line that extends beautifully, but it's not palazzo. It's not too wide that you're going to trip over it. And then the 3 lengths, the 3 inseams, which you can only get here at QVC. As our good friend Maria always says, you can play with those inseams depending on what shoes you know you're going to wear with them.
Very true, because if you're like, I'm just under 5'4", I usually am in the regular inseam, but if I went to the tall and I wanted to do like a high wedge or a heel, I'm thinking about like taking them out, then now I've got a couple little extra inches of length to play with there as well. And at this price, they're usually $145. We mark them down to under $100. It's a great way to try Barefoot Dreams if you've never tried the brand before, and let us know what size and inseam that you're bringing home, and then just choose your favorite color. But you will find yourself reaching for these time and time and time again, not only because they're comfortable, but because they look pulled together. So instead of doing a sweatpant, you'll do these. And instead of doing a jogger, because we love our joggers, but sometimes you want something that's just a little bit more elevated. This is the beach rock. We also have pale pink. That's what Liz is wearing.
Which definitely is a peachy ballet slippers pink.
It is exactly the color of a ballet slipper, now that you say that. I'm like, it is. Here is indigo. It may look kind of almost black on your screen, but it truly is like a deep inky blue. It's not, it definitely is not black looking.
Exactly, yeah.
And then our final choice is the faded jade. And what's nice about your ribbing is it's not compression bodycon ribbing. So if you shop retail, sometimes you'll see a rib pant and you're like, there's no way that that's a medium, because it's like, they're like, well, it expands. And you're like, to what? This is really like ribbing that's built in and designed to go with that relaxed fit, not to compress you or like to be that bodycon fit.
Exactly. Of course, it does increase the surface area when we do ribbing, but what does that mean in Barefoot Dreams? It means more luxury feather yarns for more softness, and it means visual modesty and a visually elongating look. When you look, I'm going to put, if you don't mind, I'm going to put the pink up front for a moment, and you can really see that those feather yarns create an airy texture that allow air to circulate. So these are done in our finest gauge feather yarn. Can you see that? That's a great shot. You can see that you're getting coverage, of course. These are not a pant that has to stay in the house. By all means, this is a pant we want you to enjoy wearing out and about. But because they're done in the lightest gauge feather yarn, air does circulate in them.
And you will feel like luxury as soon as you put them on, but also when you are taking them out, you're like, oh, well, I'm still cozy. I wore my Barefoot Dreams joggers yesterday. I got a pedicure, and shout out to the nail tech because I never had this before. Like I've done this pedicure before, but I was like, oh, you put a little remix on it. So I had the hot stone. But then after he did the hot stone, he put it under my foot and like rested my foot on the hot stone. And I got the calf massage while he was like, is this all right? I was like, everything is great now.
Everything is perfect.
Everything is perfect.
It's the little things.
And then with my Barefoot Dreams, like I was already cozy and comfortable. Look, take your Barefoot Dreams on a pedicure spin, okay? Like go get the pedicure on your You might fall asleep. You might fall asleep. I was like, this is the best I can get.
Yeah, listen, we have to take responsibility for self-care.
We do.
Because sometimes people are thoughtful in our lives. We're so very blessed.
Yes.
But you do have to, you know, take responsibility for your self-care.
You do.
And sometimes that's just a time out. Sometimes that's time with a book or a nap. But for clothing, I find there's nothing better than Barefoot Dreams because it's sensory driven.
Yes.
So against your skin, it truly does feel pampering. That's not me being flowery talk. Our knits were originally developed as baby blankets to soothe and comfort newborn skin. And that is the primary reason we still use these knits. We want you to feel elegantly pampered and relaxed.
I'm telling you, you will put them on and then you'll be like, what can I do to take this? Because I put mine on and I was like, I think I should get a pedicure today. I already feel like,
You don't want to take them off.
You don't want to take them off. They're so cozy and comfortable. And if you've never tried them before, try now at under $100. 8676-025. Petite inseam is 27 inches. Regular is 29. Tall is 31. And then we do have extra small through 3X available for you. Here are your color choices. This is the Beach Rock Classic and Barefoot Dreams. This is the pale pink that Liz is wearing.
Yep.
Here is the indigo. And then our final choice is the Faded Jade. It's that really pretty soft green. Any advice on sizing here, Liz?
Great question. I always say a good rule of thumb is that most of us will wear one size larger in Barefoot Dreams than we do in our QVC designers because Barefoot Dream sizing is aligned with retail sizing or department store sizing. And these are a nice, relaxed fit that gently skim the belly and the hips and the tush and then break into a super comfortable, elegant, wide, flowy leg.
You will not regret bringing them home. Give us a call to place your order, 800-500-7590. Everyone's loving the lounge set that I'm wearing. More than 20,000 sets have been